Hi, welcome to Fire Flow. So really active and dynamic class today, going to work really hard. So if you're feeling a bit sluggish, hopefully this will wake you up, and if you're coming with a lot of energy, then brilliant. No props in particular needed. If you want a couple of cushions to take a more restorative version of wide leg forward fold at the very end of class, feel free to grab them, that can be quite nice. Otherwise, just as you are with your mat. Coming to start in a seated position. So grounding yourself down through your hip bones, through the root, allowing the eyes to close. And then bringing the hands into a position where the palms can be facing up. So maybe one hand inside of the other, palms up on your lap. Or maybe hands facing palm up on your knees or on your thighs. So the nice thing about having the palms up in yoga is that it can allow the body to feel open to receive energy, which is really good for these fiery classes. If you're wanting to feel a little bit more energized, a little bit more ready for an active class. So maybe as you inhale, allowing energy to come into your body, filling it from every corner, and exhale, allowing anything that feels stuck or sluggish to release from the body down into the mat. And as you inhale, seeing if you can fill the spaces around the lower and mid ribs. So maybe imagining the rib cage expanding to the sides and to the back of your body as you inhale. And exhale, maybe you feel a slight drawing down and in of the rib cage. If you'd like to take Ujjayi Breath here, feel free. So that's breathing in through the nose, sort of an S, feeling an S sound. And then out through the nose, an H feeling, an H sound through the throat. If it feels better for you to stay with breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, then go with that if that feels more natural. Wherever you are, seeing if you can allow that area around your ribs to expand as you inhale, filling the body, allowing oxygen to come in and reach all of the muscles. Taking a couple more deep breaths here in whatever way is feeling good for you today. And then gently opening your eyes on your next inhale, bringing the palms face down onto the knees, drawing up tall through your spine. And then on your next exhale, bringing left hand to right knee, coming into a twist. So right hand comes behind the body, and then opening through the upper body, grounding down through the hips, coming into a twist. So maybe you're looking over to the side, sort of a gentle twist, maybe looking over the right shoulder. As you exhale, maybe there's a little bit of space to go a bit deeper. And inhale, coming back to center, hand on each knee, then right hand to left knee, left hand comes behind your body. As you exhale, opening up through the twist. On your next inhale, back to center. And giving the wrists a little circle. So wrists work quite hard in yoga. So anytime if you're getting discomfort in the wrists, either coming onto fists instead of onto your hands like that. So that will just relieve a little bit of pressure coming onto your fists. Or you can take a little break and take wrist circles. So taking a few one way, a few the other way, getting the body warmed up, ready for practice. And then whenever you're ready, coming on to hands and knees. Hands directly underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, into your all fours position. And starting off by taking a few cat and cows. So inhaling, coming into cow, hips rise, chest comes through, the arms lifting the gaze. And exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the spine, coming into cat. So inhale, opening and expanding. And on this exhale, option here as you tuck them round to press through the hands, the tops of the feet, take a little knee hover. And lower down. So only take the knee hover if that's feeling good for you today. Option on those exhales to take it if you're feeling to take it. Coming through one more time. If you are taking the knee hover, this time holding for an extra breath here, so pressing through the hands, lifting the hips, grounding down through the tops of the feet. And the head is relaxed and heavy, the chin is tucked. Taking one more breath and lowering the knees down. From here, stepping straight back into plank, so bringing one foot back and then the other. Seeing if you can allow the hips to not be too high, so not sort of lifting up and not sagging down either. And then pressing back into downward facing dog. So you may need to shorten or lengthen your stance going between these two. On your inhale, rolling forward, coming back into plank. Reaching forward, crown of head to the heels. As you exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward into plank. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, last time coming forward into plank. Holding for a breath here. And then lowering all the way down to the ground, if you can, from plank. Untucking the toes, peeling up from the breastbone, hair's getting in the way today, coming into cobra. Exhaling, lowering down, and finding your way back into downward facing dog. On your inhale, right foot comes forward in between the hands, grounding down the back foot, rising up into warrior one. Option to take high lunge if that feels better. And exhale, arms come wide, cactus lion's breath. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, hands by the feet, spinning onto the back toes, stepping back into plank, holding here for a breath. And then lowering all the way down to the ground. Untucking the toes, inhaling into cobra. And exhale, finding your way back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, left foot comes forward, in between the hands, grounding down the back foot, rising up into warrior one, keeping a bend in that front knee. Exhale, arms come wide, cactus lion's breath. Inhale, reaching tall. Hands come down by the feet as you exhale, stepping back into plank, holding for a breath here. And then exhale, lowering down. Untucking the toes, inhale, come into cobra. And exhale, finding your way back into downward facing dog. So really grounding down through the knuckles of the fingers, hips lift high, you can take a bend in the knees, you can pedal the feet. On your next inhale, step walk or float, coming to meet in halfway lift at the top of your mat. Exhale, releasing to forward fold. Inhale, bending the knees, rising up into chair pose. Checking the knees are not beyond the toes, moving the weight back into the heels if they are. And then rising up tall as you inhale, palms come together in front of the heart. Okay, coming through once more. Options to take, whatever variations feel best for you. Inhale, rising up overhead. Exhale, into forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, coming back into forward fold. So just allowing a little bit of opening and closing through the legs. Opening up the back of the hamstrings. Inhale into halfway lift. And exhale to forward fold. And then we'll take a chair pose here. Inhale, rising up into your chair. And exhale, back down into forward fold. One more round. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands by the feet, stepping back into plank. Taking a hover here in plank for a breath. And then option to come through lowering all the way down or through chaturanga, whatever feels best and is in your practice. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. And exhaling, finding your way back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, right foot forward, in between the hands, grounding down the back foot, rising up into warrior one. Exhale, option to take a lion's breath, cactus arms. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, hands by the feet, stepping back into plank. Taking a hover here in plank, or if you prefer, to take a hover for another breath halfway down. So coming forward on the toes, bending halfway, and then lowering down or coming into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, right foot comes forward in between the hands, grounding down the back foot. Bending into the front knee, rising up, warrior one. Exhale, lion's breath, cactus arms. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, hands by the feet, stepping back into plank, spinning onto the back toes. And option to come through either with your hover in plank, your hover in halfway, and lowering down or chaturanga. Exhale, find your way back into downward facing dog after you've taken your cobra or your upward dog. On your next inhale, left foot forward in between the hands, right foot grounding flat. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, lion's breath, cactus arms. And inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, hands by the feet, spinning onto the back toes, stepping back into plank. I think we might have done an extra on that side there, so apologies if you've done that twice. Taking a few seconds in plank this time, hovering for as long as you can. And then coming through, either lowering all the way down or coming into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, back into downward facing dog. Okay, taking a few breaths here. Maybe deep breath in through the nose and big sigh out through the mouth. On your next inhale, step, walk or float, coming to meet in halfway lift at the top of your mat. Exhale, release into forward fold. Inhale, bending through the knees, reaching forwards, coming into chair pose. From here, option to stay in chair, or to try a little one-legged chair, so lifting the left leg from the ground, keeping the right knee bent, and having a little hover. Left leg comes down, staying in chair. Option to lift the right leg from the ground. And right leg comes down. One more breath in chair. Rising up, reaching tall. Hands come to prayer. Okay. A little bit more work on the legs, bringing the feet to as wide as the mat, toes slightly out, heels slightly in. Inhale, reaching up toward the arms, maybe slightly forward if that feels better. Exhale, squatting down all the way down. Arms reach out in front. Inhale, rising up, fingertips reach up to the sky. Exhale, squatting down. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, squatting down. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Option this time to come down as normal or to bring the feet parallel to hips width. And come up onto the tiptoes. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, lowering down as slow as you can if you're on the tiptoes, or if you're taking the wider leg squat. Arms reaching out in front. And finding your way down. Bringing the hands behind the body when you get there. And coming to sit. Woo! Okay. Coming into our wide leg forward fold, taking the feet nice and wide. Option to grab your cushions here if you'd like. You can pop something underneath the hips to help the legs open more easily, help the spine to feel a bit longer so the back doesn't round. Reaching up tall through the spine. And then coming forward any amount, so you can come forward onto cushions if that feels good. And have a little relax here. Or you can come down straight onto the ground, onto forearms. You can grab hold of big toes. You can bring the forehead down to the mat. So whatever feels best for you in this pose, taking a few nourishing, deep, relaxing breaths in this position. So really breathing into the backs of the legs here, allowing your body to enjoy this bit of rest. We've been working so hard. Maybe you stay more upright, maybe you allow the body to surrender down to the mat. Taking one more breath here wherever you are. And then removing any props out of the way. Walking the hands back up to seated, a hand under each knee. Bringing the feet in, hands behind the body. And taking a little windscreen wiper of the legs from side to side. And then bringing the soles of the feet together, coming into Balikanasana, allowing the knees to come out to the side. If you do have your pillows, you can grab a little bit of support, fill the space. And again, option to either sit tall here if that feels good. Sometimes that can feel really nice. You can take a fold forward if you prefer. And you can even give the feet a little massage here. So working down the arches of the feet with the thumbs. Sometimes that feels really good when you've been doing a lot of balancing work, particularly if you took that toe balance. So maybe giving those feet a little rub down the arches of the feet. You can allow the eyes to close if that feels good. So really listening into what your body needs. The arches of the feet in particular can get really tight, so you might find that this feels particularly good for you to be able to open this up a little bit. Taking one more breath here. And then as before, hand under each knee, bringing the knees together, scooting about halfway up your mat and coming down onto your back. When you get there, drawing the right knee into your chest, interlacing the fingers around the shin, left leg comes out flat to the mat. And right arm then comes out to the side, holding onto that knee, that leg with your left hand. And as you exhale, drawing the right leg across the body, guiding it with the left hand. You can roll up onto the left hip if you want. So gaze stays over the right fingertips as the right leg moves over to the left. Coming into a little spinal twist. And maybe there's space at this time in practice to allow your breath to come a bit deeper, maybe into the belly. One more breath. On your next inhale, allowing your head to come back to center before rolling onto your back. And then bringing the left knee in, interlacing around the left shin, right leg comes flat. Holding onto that left leg with the right hand, left arm comes out to the side, gaze over the left hand, and then guiding the leg across the body. You can roll up onto that right hip if you like, taking the twist on this side. So maybe allowing your eyes to close here. Breathing into all of the spaces in the body, allowing it to be open, allowing it to be spacious. On your next inhale, coming back to center. So head moves to center first and then rolling onto the back. When you're ready, hugging both knees into the chest. As you inhale, drawing forehead to knee, squeezing everything up tight in a little ball. And exhale, opening the body out. Legs come down to meet the ground. Arms open, palms to the sky. Ready to take your Shavasana, making yourself really comfy here. Surrendering to the mat, allowing the mat to fully support your body. Your work is done, your body has done everything it needs to do. Taking a moment to Feel how your body feels different after practice, to take in this restful position, melting down. And totally releasing and letting go for a few minutes in Shavasana, in this restful pose. I really encourage you to stay in this position for a few minutes longer, allowing the ground to receive you, noticing all of those points of contact with the ground where your body can melt down and become heavy. Feeling yourself being supported and melting down through every single point. Maybe taking a scan up your body from your feet to your head, noticing every point that's connecting with the ground. And seeing if you can relax and release a little bit more in all of those points as you work your way up. Thank you for practicing this fiery flow with me today. I'll leave you to rest and enjoy being here. Namaste.